Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another video. And I'm sorry I'm a bit late on this recap, but doing it late is better than not doing it at all. But let's go ahead and get into it. The Carolina Panthers pick up the 31-21 victory at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Both teams go to 2-1, and Carolina's, the big thing coming out of this game, if you're a fan of either team, Carolina Panthers offense, running game, offensive line was really good. For Cincinnati, I think offensively you're still good. Your pass blocking was, look at last year, the pass blocking was terrible. AJ Green being out, we don't know how long. They don't know how long he's gonna be out. But defensively, I think they kind of took a step back. It's only 1 week, still really early in the season. I think they've improved, but they weren't really able to get pressure against Cam or slow the run game down. So they're really missing Vontaze Burfict. Hope they're gonna need him really bad, just because he's their best defender. He made a lot of plays for that team. I know he always gets called dirty, but he makes a lot of plays for that team. So they really need him back to help out in that running game. They struggled against the Panthers. Starting with the Cincinnati's offense, starting with the Cincinnati stats, Andy Dalton 29-46, 352 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 picks. Now the 4th pick, it was at the end of the game. He was just chucking the ball up in the end zone to give his guys a chance. So really won't count that against him. But the 3 picks, especially one near the end of the game where they were driving, it was an important possession, and he throws an interception. That one's huge. But I felt as though for the most part, his protection was solid. He was able to break contain from the Panthers' front four and make some nice throws down the field. Boyd played really well for him. AJ Green went out with an injury. I think they had 14 points at the time. He went down with the injury, didn't never return. And when you're missing a guy like that, your offense is going to be hurt. Just a simple fact. You lose your best offensive player, you're gonna have issues offensively. But like I said, they did come back with the drive later after his injury and did score a touchdown. Looking at Cincinnati's rushing, Giovanni Bernard, 12 carries, 61 yards and a touchdown. Boyd, 1 carry for 5. Only ran the ball 13 times, which I was surprised, but not having Joe Mixon really hurt that. I think they would have ran the ball a lot more if they had Joe Mixon, but they don't have another guy that they trust outside of Giovanni Bernard, and that was evident in this game. They threw the ball 46 times. They need to get another guy until Joe Mixon's back in about 4 or 5 weeks. They need to get another guy that they can rely on to now back up Giovanni Bernard, who can have some success in the running game and take some pressure off the passing game, especially if AJ Green's not going to be there. Looking at receiving, Boyd, six receptions, 132 yards, 1 touchdown. Like I said, he played well. He gave his quarterbacks, especially there was a play where his only touchdown came, and it was pretty much a broken play. Andy Dalton rolls out to the left. He makes a throw. At that point, guys are just running around, and he gave his quarterback a really nice opening. He was wide open. So I thought he played good. Tyler Eifert, 6 receptions, 74. AJ Green, 5 receptions, 58. Like I said, he got hurt. Giovanni Bernard, 5 receptions for 25. Uzomah, 2 receptions, 19, and a touchdown. Croft, 1 reception for 16. John Ross, who was a guy I think they need to do a better job of using. He did get targeted 7 times, but they have to get him out in space so he can make guys miss, because he's a fast, shifty guy. They have to get him out in space. He had 3 receptions for 16. And Malone, 1 reception for 12. Defensively, I thought they struggled against the run. They gave up over 200 total rushing yards to the Panthers. So they definitely struggled against the run. I thought that pass rush, Carlos Dunlap made some plays. He was probably their better pass rusher in the game. He had their only sack in the game. They didn't hit Cam Newton a lot. And like I said, they got dominated in the running game. And coming into this game, I expected them to play a lot better, especially with all the issues with the Carolina Panthers offensive line. Yeah, the Carolina Panthers offensive line played good against Atlanta, but I thought they were going up against a better front heading into the Cincinnati game, and you just didn't really see that in this game. Even in the back end, Drake Kirkpatrick, he gave us some plays to Devin Funchess. Now, the Panthers didn't throw the ball a lot, nor did they have a bunch of passing yards. But when you're running the ball the way they were, passing was essentially just to keep the other team honest, to keep them from stacking the box. But even in Kirkpatrick, he gave up some plays. Like I said, they're really missing Vontaze Burfict. So I think the defense for Cincinnati struggled. When Carolina had these long drives, running the ball. When they needed to throw the ball, Cam got time to throw. They had some things to fix heading into next week. Looking at the Carolina stats, Cam Newton, 15-24, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was only sacked once. I thought the offensive line did a good job. Cam, he's a dual threat, so of course he's going to add to his numbers with the rushing yards. Passing, it wasn't a lot of throws. I thought Devin Funchess had a better game. He had a touchdown. Still looking for someone else to really step up. DJ Moore is a guy they really want to use, but I didn't really see anything. They need to start designing some plays for him, get him out in space. He can make guys miss. It's the reason they brought him in there. The stuff you saw in Maryland that he can make guys miss. So they need to do a better job of utilizing his talents. Looking at Carolina's rushing, Christian McCaffrey, 28 carries, 184 yards, 6.6 average. The dude was a beast. He was breaking tackles, yards after contact. He did a really good job. And coming into the last year, the guy put on 10 pounds of muscle, and he was always a guy people talked about, oh, he's not going to be able to run in between the tackles. He's a little bit, he's small or whatever. Well, he showed in this game that he can run between the tackles. He can break tackles. He can make guys miss in the hole. Hopefully, as the season goes on, they're able to kind of split carries with him and C.J. Anderson as fatigue kind of sets in. You don't want a guy like that to get injured. But this game showed that he can be that guy, feature guy, who can run in between the tackles and get you yards. Not only be that, you can give him the ball on the outside in space, and he can come out as a receiver. So, people still complaining now? I'm just saying. Cam Newton, 10 carries, 36 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, fantasy owners, he had 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Why you draft him? Because you know he's going to get you those. And he's going to get at least one of those attempts in the goal. To get to the goal line, he's going to get at least one of those quarterback draws where he runs it in behind the line. Carolina, C.J. Anderson, 2 carries for 9 yards. As the season goes on, I think his carries are going to go up and McCaffrey's slightly going to go down just because they kind of want to split the carries and keep McCaffrey fresh as the season goes on. Alex Armar, 1 carry for 1. It's a total of 41 carries, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, like I said, and you just watch that game, how they're able to push them, how the offensive line is able to push them, able to get to the second level. They did a really good job in terms of pass blocking. Like I said, dominated this game for the most part, combined with Christian McCaffrey's ability to break tackles, to get the yards after the contact. Going on to Carolina receiving, Devin Funchess, 4 receptions, 67 yards and a touchdown. The guy makes some tough catches. He's not the greatest route runner. He's not fast. He's not going to get a lot of separation, but he makes some really nice catches. C.J. Anderson, 1 reception for 24 and a touchdown. It was on a screen pass, well-designed play. Because of the way the running game was going with Christian McCaffrey, it was a nice fake to Christian McCaffrey going to the left. It faked the pass because he went out for a route. So it faked the pass to him, which the defense is going to flow to him anyway. On the left side of the field, C.J. Anderson is pretty much setting up for a screen pass, which is a well-designed play to get a touchdown from it. He doesn't even get touched, I don't think. Ian Thomas, 3 receptions for 20, still waiting for him to break out. They need for him to break out because of the injury. Greg Olsen, 4 or 5 weeks for Greg Olsen. That's if he comes back. And we don't know how good he's going to play when he does. Torrey Smith is a guy I don't understand why they play him. I would like to see Curtis Samuel more. 3 receptions for 19. Christian McCaffrey 2 receptions for 10. So he wasn't the like it was last week. We had 14 receptions. He was used more as a runner. He went out for a couple of passing plays. He was targeted twice. He had 2 catches. Jarius Wright 1 reception for 7, and DJ Moore 1 reception for 3. He was only targeted 2 times. Got to get the kid more targets. He's clearly the most talented receiver that we have. Devin Funchess is the guy who Cam's going to look for more often in terms of receiver. But looking at the skill set of DJ Moore, he is the most talented receiver that we have. He's a rookie. Yeah. Defensively, I thought overall the defense was better than the Atlanta game. It's obvious they were terrible. Kuechly played better. Shaq Thompson. Obata is a guy who just came out of nowhere. He had a sack. He had an interception. I thought pass rush is still a problem, I would say, because you saw a lot of plays where Andy Dalton was able to make plays because the pass rush couldn't get to him. They lose contain, he gets out of the pocket, plays broken. And in today's NFL, you just can't expect corners to stay with these receivers without getting penalized for hold, illegal contact. So I can't put too much blame on the secondary. I thought they made some plays. Dante Jackson did have 2 interceptions of Andy Dalton. But the pass rush has to improve. Obata, I'm all for guys making plays. If you're putting the guy out there, if he can make plays, leave him out there. If he's not making plays, take his ass out. I don't care what his name would be. Julius Peppers, Mario Addison has been good for us, but Obata, get him some more playing time. If he's gonna make plays, get him some more playing times. I do feel as though the defense has played. They did play better in this game. Cincinnati didn't run the ball a lot, obviously because of Joe Mixon not being there. So run defense wasn't really tested. Not only 13 carries total as a team for Cincinnati. So run defense didn't really get tested. Definitely not like how it was against Atlanta where they pretty much got dominated. But we'll have to see. Man. We still need, Thomas Davis is gonna be back because there's a bye week for week 4, then he's not gonna play in week 5. So we'll see him week 6, I believe. So hopefully he can kind of help out in terms of the linebackers. I like Shaq Thompson. They like to bring him out a lot in nickel situations, even over Captain Munderland. Captain Munderland sucks. Sorry, he sucks. He sucks in coverage. If you watched him all last year, he was terrible. He was good for the Panthers at one point in his career, but he's really not that guy. Looking at team stats, Cincinnati's 4 of 10 on third down. Carolina's 6 of 13. Penalties. Let me get down to penalties. Relatively clean game. Cincinnati 4 penalties for 36 yards. Carolina's three penalties for 17. Last year they were one of the least penalized teams, so you don't expect them to get penalized a lot. Let me see. There was turnovers, of course. Cincinnati had the 4 turnovers, 3 which were definitely big. 4th one, and it was pretty much garbage time. The game was over, and Carolina took care of the ball. They've taken care of the ball for the most part this season. They had a fumble in the first game against the Cowboys. They had the interception, which was a play where C.J. Anderson should have caught the ball. The Carolina did fumble the ball on the Carlos Dunlap play. And if I didn't already say Carlos Dunlap played solid. But for the most part, they've taken care of the ball. Time possession, Cincinnati 26 minutes, 5 seconds. Carolina 33 minutes, 55 seconds. And it's because of the running game. They ran the ball 41 times. You pick up 230 yards. The running game was successful, so they kept going back to it. And their team, they're going to still attempt it, even if it isn't very successful. What I'm going to do next week, because the Carolina Panthers do have a bye, I'm kind of going to look at the schedule. I'm going to go through the games. Probably going to have 4 games picked of, I guess, depending on the matchup, and have people vote on that. Then I'll do the recap in place of, Carolina not having a game. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.